It is yet another rematch for the welterweight title. Dan Tom here with MMA Junkie to help you break down the main event for UFC 278 between Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards 2. Feels like MMA has been giving us non-stop rematches for the last 12 months, but in the UFC's defense, this is a good one between two very talented fighters who have long winning streaks and deserve the credit that they get. Or perhaps in Edwards' case, the credit that maybe he doesn't necessarily get. Of course, Edwards, the Englishman, has been snake-bitten through this run, and not to his fault, mind you, but he has, in the process, put together one of those John Fitch-like long winning streaks. He will finally get a shot at one of the pound-for-pound greats, Kamaru Usman. He's definitely up there in the conversation despite being amid this rematch trend. In his defense, he's found time to make improvements, which is really impressive, and he too will be testing those improvements this Saturday. At the time of this video, the odds makers in public are siding with the sitting champ Usman in the neighborhood of minus 410, with the comeback on your underdog, the challenger Edwards, in the neighborhood of plus 290 via Tipico Sportsbook. Now, seeing a spread this wide for Usman does not surprise. He gets a lot of the pound-for-pound king cred, although my king is Alexander Volkanovski in that department, and so are many analysts. But Usman is right up there, and for good reason, because the guy is talented. He's not just athletic, he's not just strong, he's not just explosive. Like, the guy's got real skills, using footwork to put together with his jab, being able to counter, having good eyes in exchanges, really using that wrestling, his experience with past catch wrestling coaches like Neil Melanson to jiu-jitsu coaches, and kind of melding all the art forms. Usman is a complete package, and I have no disagreement, and it's probably why I'm siding with him here. That being said, there are things to look out for. Even though he is 6-0 against southpaws, we have seen body kicks and uppercuts work on him before in both of his fights with Covington from actually both stances, and Edwards being a tactical, a smart fighter, perhaps strategic in some cases, you could argue. I got to imagine he sees these things, and we'll see if maybe he takes the leg kicks that he was focusing on Nate Diaz, maybe goes up to the body to Usman here. The problem is even if Edwards does find these little holes in Usman's armor, it's his lack of killer instinct that has kind of gotten him into trouble and gotten him to decision, arguably, in a lot of these fights. We almost saw it, cost him, at least in the memory of the fight with Nate Diaz, where all we remember is him kind of dropping the ball toward the end of the 5th round. You cannot do that against a guy like Usman. If you have your windows, you got to take them. So for that reason, I'm actually going to side with Usman. But for potential pathways to victory, as well as more interesting stats and little tactics for each man's game, check out my in-depth breakdown over at MMAJunkie.com, where you can find results this weekend.